Hello, friends, and welcome into the video. My name is Tamara, and I am the Paper and Pen Girl. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my experience and some travel tips in preparation for Go Wild 2025. Yes, we've just finished Go Wild 2024. However, anyone that has gone to Go Wild before will tell you that the preparation for the next Go Wild starts while you're at the current Go Wild because it's costly and you want to make sure that you're having a great experience and have everything together. Okay? I'm going to be doing 5 separate videos for you. In each of those videos, I'm going to be covering a specific topic. The reason why I'm doing 5 different videos is to give everyone an opportunity to see the specific area that they might have questions in and get those specific answers. Okay, you might not need any information about the other areas, but you might need information about this one. I would also like to ask that anyone that watches this video that have been to Go Wild before and have any additional tips on the particular topic, for this video it's travel, leave that tip in the comment section below. If you have any questions on travel, leave that in the comment below as well. Someone may be able to answer that question for you. So let's jump right into the video. Now, you can either fly in to the destination wherever Go Wild is or drive in. Usually those are your 2 options, right? Or the 2 options that make sense. So we won't know where Go Wild is for at least another 5-6 months. Okay, so we don't know. But when the time comes that the location is announced, you're going to want to start preparing yourself. There are travelers who are coming internationally, so that takes a little bit more in preparation than others. I mean, they might need to get their passport renewed. They might need to apply for a visa, and hopefully, they get it on time. So different things go into that, and I'm not going to talk about international, okay? So flights, once the location and the dates are announced, I start checking flights. The airlines that I prefer to use for flights is going to be Southwest. Why? Because they give you 2 free checked baggage. Okay? So you can get that up to 50 pounds. Mind your weight, y'all. Mind your bag weight. So up to 50 pounds, you can get 2 of them checked for free. You also get to have a carry-on and a small personal luggage, like your handbag. Okay? And so that's my personal favorite, as well as Delta. So I use Delta because I have children who work with Delta. And so I also am able to get perks as mama. Okay? I get the perks. And so that's what I chose to use for 2024 Go Wild. But previously I used Southwest. So start checking the airline and checking your fares. How much is it going to cost you in airfare to get to wherever the destination is? I also have a service like Hopper that you can use to track the cost of the flights. Make sure you're checking multiple days. So let's say Go Wild starts on a Thursday. You want to check the Wednesday and the Thursday to see if it might be less expensive for you to get in on the Wednesday. I personally would rather come in on the Wednesday, spend the money on the hotel instead of spending that extra money on the flight. Okay? So that is something for you to consider. I also check round trip and one way, right? What's the ticket cost? What's the difference? And so I get an average idea of how much it would cost. And then I just kind of watch it until I'm ready to pull the trigger and purchase my ticket, because there's a few things that will affect the time that I actually get to the destination and the flight that I'm able to be booked on. Okay. Like what? Okay. Number one, how you get into the airport? Hello. Are you taking a ride like a Uber or Lyft service to the airport? Is someone dropping you off? Do you have to work with their work schedule in the morning or after work in the evening? Like, how are you getting to the airport? For me, that affects it as well. I usually try to make it as convenient for people as possible in my life. So either, when hubby is going out in the morning, he can drop me off to the airport and then head straight down to work. Or if one of my children are off of work, then they can drop me there. The one that used to be in Atlanta and worked at that airport, I also would be like, okay, what time are you heading to work? So I would have him drop me off just a little bit earlier than possible. So, I mean, how are you getting to your airport is something to consider, if that's something you consider, right? Um, there's also the option of driving myself to the airport and parking either at the airport, or you could get a Groupon for parking off-site at a hotel that has secured parking, and you can park there for a few days. Usually it's quite inexpensive. And you park off-site, take a shuttle from that hotel to the airport, right? So things to consider when it comes to the time of the flight. I love to choose a flight that gets in to the destination around check-in time. I don't like to get in super early and then I'm there looking like, where am I going to stay? Where's my luggage going to be at until time? Because I might want to lay down, take a nap, rest, do something. And if you get in there too early, you're not able to. These are things that sometimes you can control and sometimes you can't control them, right? And so for me, I like to get in around check-in time. There are sometimes the hotel will hold your luggage for you. If you get in early enough, you can ask that, can they hold the luggage? You can go take some excursion in the local area, keep yourself busy and occupied until the time comes for you to get checked in. At this Go Wild, I came in after check-in, right? So one of my roommates drove in in time to pick up my other two roommates from the airport from their flight, which was in time to be checked in at the hotel. And then I came in later at a different hotel. And at that time, it was time for us to just get together and get something to eat and go back to the hotel, right? So we coordinated in that manner. So think about it for yourself and what's going to make sense with your flight, as far as making sure you're checking the dates and the cost once the dates are announced for Go Wild, so you know what your flight budget is going to be. Car rentals. Also, if you're going to be renting a car to drive to the location, make sure you start checking rental rates. Check if there's, a different rate at the two airports. A lot of places have two airports that you can use rental rates to check from. Sometimes off airport rates are better also, but check those rates for yourself and know what's going to be a good deal for you. Some folks choose to rent a vehicle, fly in, rent a vehicle to have so that they can maneuver and move around when they're at the location, right? Maybe they choose to stay at a different hotel. Maybe they want to go see some attractions, whatever it might be. Be sure to check it in and have the details of that. I would recommend that when going to Go Wild, You arrive a day before, and if possible, you leave a day after. Okay. Arriving the day before saves you a lot of the hustle and bustle of traveling. It helps you to be more relaxed and ready for your experience of Go Wild. It gives you an opportunity to meet and greet people who are already there early, like yourself. Okay. The day after, let me tell you something. The day after can be so hectic, especially if people are leaving early in the morning, making sure you're able to get to the airport on time, making sure you're getting a ride on time. That Sunday is pretty busy. So you want to just see if it's possible for you to get the day after off. That will help you to relax a little bit and then help you to be ready to go back to work. Because some of y'all got to go back to work the next day. Okay? Mm-mm. 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 Okay. Good. Um, for the day after, for me, I relaxed at the hotel. I totally relaxed. Just, said bye to friends that were traveling out that Sunday. Had a beautiful day at the hot tub, in the hot tub, just decompressing my body. Okay. Just hanging out with friends, because I had, roommates that were still there that weren't leaving until the next morning, as well, or the next afternoon, I should say, like myself. So, I mean, it's so relaxing to me to be able to leave the day after. Okay. Next is transportation from your airport. If you're renting a vehicle, okay, that's all great. That's fine and dandy. You got your transportation covered. But if you're not going to be renting a vehicle, you need to figure out, how am I going to get to the airport? Find out the distance from how you get into the hotel. Find out your distance from the airport to the hotel. Start pricing out the cost of Lyft, Uber. You can also, which I think is super beneficial, get onto the Go Wild Facebook group that will be open and created for Go Wild 2025. There are people on there who are also traveling and would love to share a ride from the airport to the hotel with you. Okay. Lessening the cost for you both. Someone might be renting a vehicle, and you can also get a ride with that person and then give them some money. I mean, just because you're sharing a ride, they're paying for their ride. Okay. So, some will be generous enough to say, you don't have to give me anything, but personally, I'm going to give you a little gas money. I'm going to give you a little gas money or something. Some way, somehow, we're going to, we're going to work that out some way, somehow. Okay. And so, definitely check into those options for getting to the hotel from the airport. Let's see. When you are at the location, do the same thing. There's going to be an app. You can ask others what they're doing for dinner. And if you're going to go where they're going to go, y'all can share a ride and get to dinner. There's options for that while you are there at Go Wild. Okay. Now let's talk about your luggage. Not most. Southwest will give you the 2 check bag. Be mindful of the weight going back home. So, while we were at this Go Wild, there were folks that were shipping their boxes back home because of the weight. Okay. So, if you were one who shipped, or if you have any travel tips or anything like that, make sure you leave it in the comment section below. I've learned from previous years to make sure that I pack my personal clothing that I'm going to wear as light as possible, and then make sure I have the suitcase and as much space in my suitcases to bring my things back home with me. So this time when I was heading to Go Wild, I had two medium suitcases, and both of them was this close to being 50 pounds each going because of the goodies I was bringing to Go Wild. Okay? This close to 50 pounds. I had most of my clothing inside of my carry-on bag, and that was it. Okay, that was it. I had most of the stuff in my carry-on this year. Previous years, I only had one regular size suitcase. On my way returning home, what I could have done really was put my carry-on inside of one of the bags that I was bringing back home with me, but I had no I was busy in the hot tub. I was not thinking about combining my stuff, okay? Combining my stuff up. So be mindful of how you're packing, what you're packing. Overpacking. Are you an overpacker? Think about overpacking and what you're going to need to come back with, okay? Suitcases and luggage. It makes no sense. You do not want to have to pay to ship stuff back because you didn't do the right thing. You didn't pack right. Pack right. Pack right. Okay, what else? Things to bring with you. Things to bring with you, and this is the last thing. Things to bring with you. Y'all, if you got some pain tablets, make sure you bring your pain tablets because ain't nobody got any for you there. You got to ask around a lot. Make sure you bring your pain tablets. I suggest you bring vitamin C packets so you can take those because let me tell you, sickness and Go Wild. Okay. If you have issues with your foot, make sure you're bringing your compression socks. Make sure you pack them. Don't think you could come without them. Pack them. Make sure you have comfortable shoes. Okay. That's something you will need. You're going to be walking from morning till night. Okay. That's what you do. Morning till night. Back and forth. Back and forth. So make sure you bring those. Check to see if there is a pool or whatever. And if you want to utilize that facility, bring your swimwear. I did. Amen. So bring your swimwear, your workout stuff if you want to utilize the workout facilities. So make sure you're bringing those particular things. Some cough drops. Y'all, you talk and talk and talk and talk some more. And your throat is going to be like, ma'am, sir, what are you doing? So make sure you bring something to soothe your throat, as well as allergy medicine. If you have, allergies, your nasal spray, like, listen. Make sure you bring all that stuff for yourself, okay? And be as comfortable as possible, but like I said, without overpacking. You got to be mindful of the amount of days that you're going to be there. We're going to talk about clothing again in the itinerary section. And so in that section, we'll talk more about attire and how you're dressing. You know what I mean? While you're at Go Wild. This is the t-shirt that we got this year. I know you can't even see the whole of it, but it's great. I love the colors. Every year you get a t-shirt at Go Wild, and so this was Go Wild 2024 t-shirt. I can't even come all the way up there as well. But if you have any additional tips just on the travel section, please leave it in the comment section below. If you have any questions on travel as well, leave it in the comment section below. I hope I covered pretty much most of all of the bases. I'm hoping as well. All right, y'all. I'll see you on video number 2, which is going to be, I don't know, what's video number 2 going to be? I'm going to tell you what it's going to be, which is going to be, I think, one of the easiest ones to do. And it's going to be accommodations. So the hotel, what to expect, what not to expect, what to do and what not to do at the hotel. Okay? Talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.